Chair of Tanakh at Drisha Institute. It's my pleasure and honor to share with you today a few thoughts on Parashat Shelach. I've always found it striking that the 12 men sent by Moshe to investigate Canaan in our Torah reading are never called meraglim, spies, in the text, but rather they're called tarim. The word tarim, or in its infinitive verbal form, latur, doesn't mean to spy, but it means to search out or explore. Searching out or exploring is an activity that's associated with initiative and independent spirit. The tarim, then, are not so much spies as individuals who are charged to independently explore the land of Israel. The significance of the spy mission as one of independent exploration becomes even more evident if we realize that the only other time that the key word latur appears previously in the Torah is to describe God's leading the nation of Israel from Har Sinai through the wilderness. As we read last week in Parashat Beha'alotcha, in Perek Yud, Pasuk Lamed Gimel, 10:33, Vayis'u mehar Hashem derech shloshet yamim, va'aron brit Hashem nosea lifneihem, derech shloshet yamim, latur lahem menucha. When the nation traveled from the mountain of God, a 3-day distance, the Ark of the Covenant of God traveled before them a 3-day distance to search out for them a resting place. Latur lahem menucha. The phrase latur lahem menucha reflects the dependence of Am Yisrael on God at this stage of history. The children of Israel have been liberated from Egypt. They've entered into the Brit, the covenant at Sinai, but their relationship with God is still one of complete dependence. It's God's role, reflected in the Aron, the Ark, and the Anan, the cloud, to search out the resting places for Am Yisrael, latur lahem menucha, much in the same way that a parent provides every need for a young child. Several months later, however, as the nation of Israel approaches the land of Canaan, God suggests that they exercise a measure of independence. This week's Parsha begins by telling us, Perek Yud Gimel, Psukim Aleph and Bet, 13, 1-2, Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe lemor, Shelach lecha anashim v'yaturu et eretz Canaan, asher ani noten livnei Yisrael. God spoke to Moshe and said, send men and let them scout out the land of Canaan that I am giving to the people of Israel. In effect, what's God saying? I'm giving the land to the people of Israel, but let them show some initiative. Send qualified individuals to explore and to evaluate the land. Check out its fertility, its inhabitants, its fortifications. Let them take an active part in shaping their destiny. And so, the Tarim are sent to explore the land on their own, rather than depending solely on divine guidance. But with independence comes new challenges, and the challenge of Bnei Israel is to reconcile their new independence with faith. It's one thing to follow God through the wilderness with docile submission, but it's quite another to confront the danger and apparent uncertainty, to witness the powerful Canaanites, the large and fortified cities, and to continue to believe that Am Yisrael could successfully inherit the land. This was the challenge of latur et haaretz asher ani noten livnei Yisrael, to believe that God would give them the promised land against all natural odds. And at this challenge, the Tarim, with the exception of Caleb and Yehoshua and the nation of Israel, did not succeed. With this in mind, we can also understand why the mitzvah, the commandment to place tzitzit, fringes, on a 4-cornered garment follows shortly after the spies episode in our parasha, and even more strikingly, why the word latur makes another appearance in the Tzitzit passage. Perek Tetvav, Pasuk Lamed Tet, 1539. V'haya lachem letzitzit u'eitem oto, u'zachartem et kol mitzvot Hashem v'asitem otam. V'lo taturu acharei levavchem v'acharei einechem asher atem zonim achareihem. Where independent exploration seems to challenge religious ideals, do not stray after your heart and your eyes. Rather, let the tzitzit on your clothing serve as a constant reminder of your commitment to the commandments of God. This indeed is the challenge of every Jew as a religious being. We are a religion of na'aseh v'nishma, doing and understanding. Or in the words of the prophet Bilam, nofel v'gadlui einayim, humble in our faith, but with open eyes. Judaism is a tradition of faith and reason, dialectic, and dedication. The challenge of Judaism is latur on the one hand, but on the other, v'lo taturu acharei, to explore, but not to stray. Shabbat shalom.